Welcome to the training all about how to set up your Amazon seller account. It is so critical that you as a small business owner and entrepreneur start selling on Amazon with the right seller account for your business. A lot of small business owners don't realize that there are a few different ways that you can sell your products on Amazon, but that's why it's so important to really understand what are the different types of ways that you can sell your products on Amazon so that you can set that foundation for your business in order to accelerate growth and make sure that you're on the right selling platform. This training, I'm going to talk about how to actually set up your seller account. I'm going to help you understand the different types of Amazon selling accounts. We're going to talk about which Amazon selling account is best for your business. And then you're actually going to go set up your Amazon seller account, right? Because you can't actually sell anything without a seller account. And the third step is really to get verified so you can begin selling. You know, many years ago when Amazon first started, it wasn't this intensive sign-up process as it is now. There are so many issues that Amazon has with their sellers and fraud and identity verification. So as you go through this process, if it seems like Amazon is asking you for a lot of information, they are, and it's totally fine to give it to them. Amazon is obviously a very legit business, but they're doing this to protect you as a seller, to protect them as a business. And first and foremost, and most importantly to Amazon, they are doing this to protect their customers. Always keep that in mind, that Amazon always puts their customers first. So step one is really understanding what are your options for selling on Amazon as a small business owner. So the first thing you need is to get your seller account set up. Now I say seller account, there's a couple different kinds of accounts. Vendor account, basically the way you're going to sell on Amazon. But which option is best for your business? So there's a couple primary ones I'm going to talk about, and then I'll talk about briefly some of the other opportunities. But here we're really talking about selling to the customer, selling physical products. And there's a couple different ways we can do that, right? So the first one is the professional seller central account. This is where you're actually selling direct to the customer. Some people call this 3P or third party selling, where you are selling directly to the Amazon customer. So you'll see this on listings where it maybe says, sold by XYZ company, ships by Amazon, things like that. Those are your third party sellers. With this option, you can use Amazon to fulfill your warehouse, you can use Amazon to fulfill or your warehouse or both. So we recommend both. Obviously, I always recommend you use Amazon to fulfill as many products as you possibly can for your business. That doesn't always work for every business and every product, but there is a way where you can do it both. And we'll get into that in a later step here. But the important thing is that you understand that you're able to fulfill through your warehouse and Amazon, and we'll set it up both ways. So with a professional seller central account, you also have full control over pricing, over inventory management, over review management. There are, of course, limitations within, every single segment of Amazon. But the thing to remember is that you set your prices, you determine how much inventory you have for sale. Versus the next option, which I'll talk about in a second. And then the cost to you as a seller is $39.99 a month. So that's the cost that you have, to pay Amazon every month in order to keep your seller account open, plus this 7 to 17% per item sold. And that depends on your category. So your biggest fees here with the professional seller account are going to be $40 a month. And then whatever percentage Amazon is going to take from each item that's sold. So you can list 10 products, you can list 10,000 products, and your cost is still going to be the same here. Now, moving over to a second way that you can sell your products on Amazon is via Vendor Central. So this is where you're selling directly to Amazon. Some people call this 1P or your first party relationship. And what that looks like is Amazon purchases your products wholesale. So you're selling directly to Amazon, which they are then in turn selling to the customers on Amazon. So you'll see this relationship with a business when the listing says ships and sold by Amazon. So it's a little bit of a different structure and management, but there are some limitations within pricing and product assortment and a few other items, but those are the biggest ones, right? So when you're selling direct to Amazon, you don't have control over the price that item gets sold to the customer. So if pricing is really important to you and you're selling across multiple big box retailers or multiple marketplaces, pricing is so critical to make sure that you get it right and that it's consistent. Because if you're selling for less than what Amazon's selling for, they're just going to drop their price. And so that's one of the biggest limitations within the Vendor Central, the first party account. Now, the cost to have this account really depends on pricing margins and Amazon fees. So again, it's your wholesale relationship. So it's a bit different than a third-party relationship selling directly to the customers. But you'll really get into that once you sign up and really understand, what are the co-op fees and damage allowances and things like that. There's just a lot of other fees associated with it. But it really does make sense for some small businesses, especially small businesses that are doing multiple seven figures a month or expect to be doing millions in sales on Amazon. It could be a good option. What it does is it reduces some of your, logistics and day-to-day operations. Whereas the 3P store, you do have to respond to customers, but then you also get access to those customers. So there's pros and cons for both. If you have questions, email me at hello@mastersofmarketplace.com and the team and I can give you a recommendation if you're really stuck here and not sure which account to sign up for. Now, there are some other Amazon selling platforms where you can sell other products. So you can sell on Kindle Direct. So if you have books, if you have, ebooks, physical books, you can sell there. There's an app store. If you're a developer, you can sell apps. You can sell Alexa skills. You can sell products on Amazon as an affiliate or as an influencer. There are always new ways to sell your products on Amazon. They just launched a new digital platform specifically for teachers and educators where they can put up their worksheets and their printables and then people can go purchase and download. So think about that. If you're a teacher and you have a lesson plan laid out with worksheets, you can get that up on Amazon and it becomes passive income once it's sitting there, selling. So lots of opportunities Amazon is always providing to small businesses to expand your reach and grow your business on the platform. Now, typically, a professional seller account is going to be the best option for a small business like yours. Again, if you are thinking you're going to be doing multiple millions, you may want to look into the vendor account. You can always transition from one account to the other. It can be kind of a pain, but I will say I have almost never met I can't think of any one specific example where I've met a client or a small business owner that has started on Seller Central, so selling 3P, and then moved over to 1P. It is in fact always the opposite. I have had lots of clients and lots of small business owners and entrepreneurs start on Vendor, which is 1P, and move over to 3P, which is the Seller Central, which is what I'm talking about right now. So typically, a professional Seller Central account is going to be the best option for you as a small business. Now, should you use your existing account or start a new one? It's really up to you. You can use your existing Amazon account if you want to have one login. This is what I do because I also toggle back and forth between all the client accounts. So for me, it's beneficial to have everything in one place. Now, you may want to separate that and have a different Seller Central account login with your business email information as opposed to using your personal Amazon, customer account. It's really up to you. I use the same one, and the reason why I have this slide in here is because it's okay to do that. It's totally fine to have everything in one Amazon account. I have found it easier. Some people want to keep it separate, and that is totally okay too. Okay, so now that you know what the two primary kinds of seller accounts are, step 2 is, you need to decide which one. So step 2 is really to then set up your Amazon seller account. And like I said, I recommend that you start with Seller Central with the 3P relationship. You can always move over to 1P. I would put money on the fact that you probably won't. So when in doubt, sign up for a Seller Central account, okay? So here's where you're gonna go. It's sellercentral.amazon.com. You're gonna go through the prompts, fill out all the information, and go ahead and get it set up. Now, again, if you already have an Amazon customer account, you can register with that same login information. It's completely up to you. Same, different. Amazon is much more lenient on having even multiple seller accounts, as long as they're associated with different businesses. So as long as you are being transparent and honest in your application information, it will not be an issue to have multiple accounts. Okay, so when you are going to then set up your account, here's the items that you're going to need. Again, this is a lot of information. Amazon needs this. I promise they're legit. Don't get scared. So of course they're going to need your name and your business address. But one thing to know is that this information will be posted on Amazon.com for everyone to see. So about a year ago or so, Amazon decided to publish all the third-party seller information directly on their site underneath the seller profile. So this is to help with transparency, to help with the customer experience, to help with making sure that sellers are being honest. So just know that the name and business address that you set up will be published on Amazon.com. So if you have an office location, use that. If you have a different address that you use for your business and you don't want your home address posted on there, make sure that you use that as your business address, or it will be posted for everyone to see on Amazon. Again, this is new in the last year, so just be aware. You will also need a valid credit card so that Amazon can charge you that $39.99 unless you start making sales right away, which ideally you should be. But they do need a credit card on file, of course, just like everywhere else, hotels, wherever you go. And then, of course, you'll need your social security number or a tax ID. You can use either one. If you have a tax ID, obviously use that. If you are an individual, you don't need to go set up your LLC tomorrow. But, long term, if you're running a small business, you do want an LLC to protect yourself. Get that tax ID. But until then, you can use your social security number to get started. You'll also need a general idea of what kind of products you'll be selling. So ideally, you already know this and it's going to be very easy for you. But if you're an entrepreneur and you're got a whole bunch of different products and you're not really sure, just narrow it down to the main couple categories, because Amazon's going to ask you this information as you go through the sign up process. All right, so after you've input all of your primary information, step 3 is now you have to verify your Amazon seller account. And like I said, this is really to help weed out the non-serious sellers. And this is, Amazon just keeps kind of putting up these additional roadblocks and these additional verification methods to make sure that, people aren't just selling products and then running away. Amazon's had tons of issues with this. So again, this is really just to help protect their customers and protect them. So you want to be proactive and get verified right away. Just go through the process from start to finish. Get all of your information on your desk as you go through this, or funnel it over to, the best person that can do this is your bookkeeper, your executive assistant, your personal assistant, your virtual assistant, anyone that has all these documents and this information for your business. So you're also going to need a copy of your driver's license or passport. Amazon needs to see you, your face, the business owner. They need to see that you're a real person. And again, that may sound silly, but you'd be surprised at the amount of fraudulent accounts, selling accounts that Amazon has had to deal with in the past. The other thing you're going to need is a bank statement with your business name and address on it. So again, you need to make sure that you have all of these things set up and in place first. I highly recommend you use your business name and address as opposed to your home or your personal information. Again, just know that this information is going to be posted, not your bank statement, right? But this is to verify that not only do you have, a bank account that can be hooked up directly to Amazon to get your payments, right? When people start buying your products, but that it matches the business name and address that you've submitted in the first step there, right? Got to make sure it's legit. So then the last item is Amazon is going to use our favorite snail mail and send you a postcard. Why? Because they need to verify your business address. They need to make sure that they can send you a postcard. It's going to arrive to the address that you said your business lives at. And then, so what they're going to do is give you a little code on this postcard. You get the postcard from Amazon, you input the code, and you're verified. So just a couple of, requirements. So your document must meet the following requirements. I'm just going to run through these pretty quickly, but, with your ID, obviously it can't be expired. It should match the name on your registered Amazon account. So your personal name has to match your ID. Again, just really making sure that you're a real person here. And then with your bank account, you can block out the account number, the monetary amounts, but what they're looking for is that the name on the bank account needs to match the legal entity on your Amazon account, right? And then they say for individuals, the name on the bank account should match the name on your ID and your registered Amazon account. So again, this is to verify your information. The other thing is that your bank account statement must have been issued within the past 90 days. So they know you're not using an old bank account or anything like that. So this is all pretty standard stuff, but it kind of helps to just get everything on your desk, ready to go, so that you're not, starting the process and then going to look for information and then you're picking it back up. And just get your ID, get your bank statement, get this stuff ready. That's it. That's the first step. Congratulations. You are ready to move on to the next module, where we're going to show you what is next. What is next after you decide on your Amazon seller account and you get set up and you're waiting for that postcard to come. What do we do next? Go ahead and click over to the next video and I'm going to tell you.